Hey, it's Carl with NOLA Buys Houses, and I wanted to check in. I was talking to a couple people earlier about tax sales, and one of them really didn't understand what a tax sale was or how it worked. So I was explaining the process, and I thought it would be something worthwhile to explain to everyone. Tax sales have to do with delinquent property taxes. So in other words, if you don't pay your property taxes on your house or property or whatever, then at some point the parish or county, depending on where you live, will send your property to tax sale. I'm going to mainly focus on Orleans and Jefferson Parish because that's where I do a lot of work, and the tax sale laws differ from municipality to municipality and really from state to state. There are some states where when your property goes to tax sale, when it's sold, you immediately lose the property. And it is not like that here in Orleans and Jefferson. So anyways, when you, if you don't pay your property taxes on time, at some point, it might be that year, it might be the next year, there's not really a specific rhyme or reason as to when it will go, but it's usually the first or the second year. It'll be sent to the tax sale. Every year, each parish holds a tax sale once a year, and all the properties that they feel are worthy of putting in there that are delinquent of taxes, they add to the list and they go up for an auction. What you're bidding on at tax sale, which is there's just a bunch of people that sign up, a bunch of buyers that sign up, and they'll go and they get ready for to bid on the delinquent taxes. So if you owe $2,800 in taxes, then you will bid on that $2,800, and you'll have to pay that $2,800. It used to work years and years ago to where, if there was competing bidders, then you would bid up the tax sale. So that $2,800 might go to $3,500 or $4,000. I mean, it is whatever it goes to. But nowadays, instead of bidding up the amount, you bid down the percentage that the tax sale of the lien that the tax sale holds on the property. So if there's competing bidders, the numbers go down instead of going up. So tax sales start at 100%. In other words, this lien, the tax sale effectively becomes a lien on your property if your property goes to tax sale and the taxes get sold. But starts at 100%, which means that the lien encumbers or is attached to the entire property, 100% of the property. And it can be bid all the way down to 1%, which means it encumbers 1% of the property. That has to do with later on, that is important for what could happen down the road. So if your taxes get sold, again, you owe $2,800, somebody comes in and boom, they bid it down to 50%, and everyone else drops out of the bidding and they win that bid, and now they are a lien holder on your property. At that point, you have it depends on if your property is deemed blighted by the city of New Orleans. In other words, is there a code enforcement lien attached to your property? If there is, you have 18 months to redeem that tax sale. If there is not any code enforcement liens or blight or deemed blight on your property, then you have 3 years or 36 months to redeem the tax sale. All that means is within that redemption period, they call it, you can go down to the city and pay off the tax sale, and they cancel it, and your property's back in good standing. No liens, not any tax sale liens, anyways. You will owe some interest on it. So it's 5% off the bat and then 1% per month. So you can do the math on that. But say it doesn't end up being a ton of money, but your $2,800 after a year might end up being $3,000. But anyways, it's redeemable. Once it goes past that redemption period, then you have to deal with the tax sale purchaser directly. The city will not get involved. You have to reach out They'll provide you contact information, but they're not going to deal with the redemption at that point. You're going to have to reach out to the tax sale purchaser directly and get a quick claim from them in exchange for an amount. That's when it gets tricky. Once it goes beyond the redemption period, you are very much at the mercy of the tax sale purchaser. The tax sale purchaser can just hold out, say, hey, I want more than I'm owed. You know, I bought it for $2,800. I want $6,000. You know, and you can sue them to force a payoff. You know, annul their tax sale and force them a payoff at a legal amount. But even if you win, you still got to pay them the $2,800 plus the 5% plus the 1% per month. So it's tricky, because now if you want to sue them, you're going to have to spend $5,000 or $10,000 on a lawsuit versus just paying them the $6,000. So, you know, and not having to wait 6 months for the lawsuit to go through. So that can be the tricky part of it. You know, plus a lot of these tax sale purchasers, they're aggressive. They're looking to try to get ownership of the property. And once that redemption period ends, they are eligible to file a lawsuit to try to take possession, to quiet the title, to take possession of your property. So if that happens and you don't fight it, then, and even if you do fight it sometime, there's no guarantee with the legal system one way or another. But, you know, particularly for the people that bury their heads in the sand, if they don't fight it, then, hey, guess what? You know, sometime soon, sometime in the not too distant future after the lawsuit's filed, they're going to wake up and no longer be the owners of that property. So, you know, there's a lot of myths and misconceptions about tax sales and the whole process from start to finish, but that's really it. That covers everything, you know, as far as tax sales go. So pay your taxes, keep up, but hey, life happens. We understand it. You know, it happens to all of us, and sometimes you just can't do it. If that happens and you find yourself in a situation where you're thinking about, you know, where you're up against a wall with the tax situation, give us a call. You know, you should heavily consider selling your property. It's much better than losing it or getting some long drawn legal battle with a tax sale purchaser. Or check us out online, www.nolabuysHouses.com. That's www. But yeah, call us or get online. Find us online. We'll definitely tell you, you know, give you an honest assessment of your situation and how we can help you out. So we'll talk to you soon.